unimaginable amount of damage to be done with nothing more than a single nuclear warhead and a missile capable of deploying it to the right altitude. Given that there are more than 128,000 such warheads and 10,000 such missiles in existence, it seems prudent to better understand and prepare for this very real and present danger. What many do not know is that the U.S. has been openly threatened with an EMP strike by Russia, Iran, and North Korea. Leaderships of these countries have come to appreciate the truly asymmetric nature of such an attack. Consider that an EMP strike would be largely independent of weather, result in long-lasting infrastructure damage, and inflict a damage-to-cost ratio far greater than any conventional weapon, including a nuclear dirty bomb. Worse yet is that our enemies would not limit themselves to a single EMP strike. Rather, they would detonate several warheads, carefully timed and positioned across the nation to achieve maximum damage. Author Nicholas Sansbury Smith understands how an attack could cripple the United States. I first spoke with him when he was working for Iowa Homeland Security and Emergency Management in the disaster preparedness field. He reached out when he was writing a science fiction story about solar storms with some questions about my book, Disaster Preparedness for EMP Attacks and Solar Storms. Since then, Nicholas has also spent a great deal of time researching EMPs. Trackers is a work of fiction, but many of the places in the story are real. Utilizing his background in emergency management and disaster mitigation, Nicholas has done an excellent job of describing a realistic geopolitical crisis that sets the stage for an EMP attack. The following story is a terrifying scenario in which brave men and women must adapt to a challenging new world, a world that we could see ourselves being thrust into. Part of me wishes Nicholas had continued writing purely science fiction stories about aliens and government-designed bioweapons, because Trackers is a novel that could become non-fiction. 1. Sam Raven Spears watched the refugees in Bond Park huddle around the fire. A cold rain fell from the sky, threatening the flames, but it was still better than snow. He put a hand on his head, as if that would help the migraine. His shredded ear pulsated with pain, and his entire body felt like someone had taken a hammer to it. He remembered the old Marine Corps saying about pain being weakness leaving your body. Yeah, that's bullshit. Pain was one of the rawest feelings a human could experience, the body's way of ordering someone to stop doing stupid things that could kill them. Raven had never been great at following orders, but he was still alive, and so was his family. Now he had to figure out how to keep it that way. He walked over to Bond Park, searching the crowd for Detective Lindsey Plymouth. Only 2 days had passed since Chief Colton had been taken hostage, which left them only one more day to deliver their prisoner, Jason Cole, and the first supply drop to Highway 34. Time was running out, and he needed to find Lindsey to go over their plan. A voice stopped him halfway across the street. "Sam, we got a situation at the roadblock on 34. Raven turned to see the police dispatcher, Margaret, holding the door to Town Hall open. He jogged over to her. "What kind of situation?" Lindsey came running around the corner of the station, dressed in a coat and stocking cap, with her duty belt around her waist and a Bushmaster AR-15 slung over her back. She looked ready for a battle. "We're about to have company," she said. "I'll get the horses," Raven said when he saw the look on her face. A flare shot up from the crow's nest. He followed it into the sky. "No time. We need to take the Volkswagen," Lindsey said. "I've already grabbed you a rifle." Raven bolted toward the parking lot around the side of the building where the Volkswagen Beetle was already loaded with gear and weapons. He grabbed the AR-15 in the passenger seat and palmed a magazine into the gun. It wasn't his crossbow, but times had changed. He needed bullets to deal with the enemies closing in on all sides. The small car tore out of the parking lot, tires squealing. The streets were mostly empty on the way out to Highway 34, aside from several kids riding bicycles on the side of the road. They stopped to wave at the car, but Raven didn't return the gesture.